In this lesson, we will cover our D, our C, and our B flat. This is on page 6 of the Standard of Excellence, Book 1 for Flute. So, number 1, we have our D. If you need to review fingerings, review the beginner video for flute. Okay, so number 1, we have D. We have a whole note that's 4 counts long. Okay, so make sure you count to 4 when you're playing it. So a whole note would be 1, 2, 3, 4, off. That's a whole note for 4 counts. And that next measure is a whole rest for 4 counts. Okay, so here we go, number 1. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the end of the song. So okay, so that's number 1. Okay, if your sound didn't sound just quite like mine, check your D fingering. Remember, that first finger is up, it's not down. Because if you put that finger down, you'll get. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the higher D, so make sure that first finger is up. Alright, number 2, it's our C. Okay, here we go, number 2. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're done. Okay? Now let's take a look at number 4. It's our B flat. Okay? Now, there are 2 B flats that we can use. The fingering that's shown in the book, which is thumb, first finger, and first finger. And then that E flat key for support, which we use that for almost every note. Or first finger, thumb on both keys. That's also a B flat. The smartest thing you can do is learn both of those fingerings. So make sure you know both, because we'll be using a different fingering depending on what music we're playing and what notes we have to play. Okay? So even with that, the thumb and 1 fingering, still have the E flat key down for leverage. Okay? For right now, you can choose if you do the 1 and 1, or if you do 1 and thumb. Okay? Here we go, number 4. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that was number 4. Okay? Now, usually I don't worry about the last 4 beats of rest. If you want to count them, that's fine. When you're playing with a full group, then that last measure of rest will count. But if it's just us playing by ourselves, it doesn't make a difference for us. Okay? Alright, so we're going to move on and we're going to play number 5. Okay? Number 5, mix them up. This is where we have different notes, so it's not the same note for the entire line. So you have to look very, very carefully and make sure you get the right notes. Let's review real quick. Number 5, the first measure, we have a D. Okay? So that is the same note as in number 1. So we have our D. Okay? Now remember, D is the only fingering that doesn't use that E flat key. Okay? Next measure, we have a rest. The next measure, we have a C. All whole notes, of course. So we have a C, just that first finger with the E flat for leverage. Okay? Then we have a rest. Then we have a B flat. So my B flat is thumb and 1. That's why I play B flat. Both those keys push in my thumb and I put first finger down. Again, if you want to add that, that's fine. That's totally up to you. Then after that B flat, we have a rest. Then we have a C whole note, which we just went over. And then we have another rest. Okay? Let's play number 5. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 6, I'm just going to play through it without telling you the fingerings because you should know them by now. So let's see if we can get it. Here we go, number 6. 1, 2, ready. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're done. Okay? Now you notice, for every measure of rest, I've been counting it out loud. What you need to do is make sure you count it in your mind. Okay? So you play four beats of the whole note, be counting in your head while you're playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. Make sure you count all that in your mind, in your head. And then you'll be able to play all this with no problem. Okay? So number 7 is our last one for this lesson. Number 7. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready. Hope you're counting. And then you're done. Okay, so learn to count it for yourself in your head. If you can keep that beat steady, you're in great shape. All right, that is it for our first lesson. Thank you for joining me.